Okay, I see what's going on now. Alex over here lying his ass off, trying to sabotage, instigate, trying to just get a rise out of Antonio. And Antonio wasn't having it. Turns out Antonio, even though he's all insecure about his relationship, Antonio knows his girl, Roxanne. No, she ain't gonna say nothing like that. And Roxanne gonna hold her man down. I respect that man, Roxanne said. Let's talk about it.
This year is my year. I may shed some tears cause I'm not supposed to be here. Bad bitch that showed me she cared, so why would I care?
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, rudeboitv. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. I'm rudeboisos or Sosa Baby, whichever one you want to call me. We about to get into this Ultimatum, Season 2, Episode 6, recap and review. Let's get it. So it starts off, aftermath after the boys and girls night out. Antonio and Kat are back at the apartment. Kat's asking him how was it. Antonio said it was interesting that Alex was basically saying that Roxanne doesn't respect me and saying all these things that aren't true and that are lies. And Kat was basically saying, why would Alex do that? Like, he wouldn't just say that. He wouldn't just make those things up. And then she also said there's things that I need to tell you. That Alex's parents text me today and say that Roxanne doesn't like her man. She's too busy to leave her man and she wants to be with Alex. And Antonio wasn't having that. Antonio was like, what? Antonio was like, I think that I think Alex is lying and I think Alex's parents are liars. And then he's like, I think they're just telling you that because they want Roxanne to be with Alex or something or whatever. And she's like, they wouldn't just say that. I have a good relationship with them. Like, I know them. They wouldn't just make that up out of thin air and stuff like that. And then Antonio was like, I'm gonna go call Roxanne. My boy's emotional. At this point, he's heartbroken, sad, hurt. So he goes, calls Roxanne. He says, Roxanne, why does that guy feel like you don't respect me? And she's just like, because we both told each other things that we need from our partner that that our partner's not giving us. And then Antonio's like that, and he's like, why do I understand the things that I do wrong and I mess up, but why does he feel like he can talk to me like that or whatever? And then Roxanne's like, look, Antonio, he's lying or whatever. You need to come over here and talk to me in front of my face right now. And then she hangs up. I'm like, ooh, Roxanne's spicy. She's like, I ain't wasting time on the phone with you. You better bring your behind over here. Come talk to me to my face right now. And she hangs up. Click. And Antonio, Kat asks him, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. And Antonio takes off running outside. He's running down the block, running to his baby girl, Roxanne. I'm like, this boy here is dramatic. I don't know if it's for TV or what, but my boy is emotional, insecure, and is like, I can't lose Roxanne. I got to go get her back. My boy's doing a 40-yard dash. Hey, man. So, and before all that, like while they're still having the conversation, Kat was also asking, before she went to go call, Kat was just asking, how is it for you? Or Antonio asked Kat, how was your night out? And she was basically telling him that Roxanne said Alex doesn't like embrace women, doesn't care about women. He's a liar and stuff like that. He's not emotional, and just things like that. So that's how that went. So what happened next? So then we go over to Roxanne and Alex back at the apartment. Alex comes in. Roxanne's asking him how was the night or whatever, and Alex was like, it was cool, it was fun. And then she was just like, that's interesting. Like, what was did you get to talk to Antonio? And he was like, yeah, that was exciting. That was fun or whatever. And she was like, that's weird. What was exciting and fun about it? And he was just like, I mean, he was beating around the bush. At this point, you know, Alex is a bullshitter. He was just saying nonsense and wasn't really say much, so she had to bring it out of him. So did you tell Alex that I called him a whipping boy and that I don't respect him? He was like, no. I didn't say that. I mean, that those were my basically saying that. I just paraphrased. I didn't say that. That's just what I thought, what I felt, or whatever. And then Roxanne's like, "Why would you do that? I told you that in confidence, or whatever. We're working on this child marriage. I'm supposed to be able to tell you things, so I told you that in confidence of things that our partner don't give us, and you went and used that against me. That's like you're not a man and things like that." And basically, he was just like, "You said that, and you're constantly basically okaying it and saying it again." And she's like, "No, I'm not," or whatever. So what happens? She basically, she's basically at this point, she's pissed at him. I don't know where things were like earlier. Like, I don't know. It was just good just an episode ago. Everything was good, and then girls' night out. It sounds like things are falling off. Like, there's a lot of stuff that the ultimatum ain't giving us or showing us in between. But now it's just like they don't like each other. And Alex is kind of, it's like, I don't know, it makes me think that Alex wanted Roxanne. She kind of liked him, and he was trying to really sabotage, like really trying to tell Alex, and really trying to tell Antonio he ain't shit, so he can walk away with Roxanne. And then when Roxanne came back acting like, and when Roxanne came back, he's thinking everything's good. He's gonna be able to like brush it off and keep it moving and build with Roxanne. But then Roxanne's like backfires with what all happened or whatever. He's like, and then he's like, she's basically like, "Man, you're pissing me off." And then he kind of mocks her. He kind of makes fun of her and says, "Oh, Rox, you can't have a conversation," and stuff like that. And she's like, basically, "Oh, okay, so that probably makes Cat feel weak. That doesn't make me feel weak, Alex." And then it's like, "I'm pretty sure it does," or whatever. And then it gets to like, you're not a man. You don't show like emotion. You don't care. We're supposed to. You said we clean, and you like, what happened to that? I brought out cleaning stuff. You don't want to help, and it just turns into a whole Alex is like, "I'm a man. Don't tell me what to do." And stay in your lane. She's like, "What? You're telling me to stay in my lane because I said help me clean? Like, what kind of man are you?" or whatever. And basically, like, that was chat. Like, he's like, "I do it sometimes, not 9 out of 10 times, but there's a couple times where I don't." And it's like, I know how to clean. I know when to clean. I'm a grown man, and it's like, if I want to relax today, or if I feel like I'm busy working, let's go with that. I'm busy working today, and any respectable grown woman should be able to understand that. And that's when Roxanne was over. She's like, "What? Like, yeah, I'm over you. I'm good. I'm done." And she gets off the counter and walks and goes to her bed. Later that night, Antonio comes calling in. After that situation, Alex is like, what do I do?" And we don't see him again, but Antonio coming into their apartment, and basically what Roxanne's there and is like, "Did you run here?" He's like, "Yeah." I guess he's sweating and stuff. Basically says, "I love you." They say, "I love you," and he's just basically like, just Roxanne saying like he's a liar, like, "Don't believe anything he said. I didn't say that." And then Antonio's just like, I don't want to do this experience no more. He's like, "I don't want to do this experience. Let's just leave. Do you want to leave or whatever? We don't need this shit." And she's like, "This experience is helping me grow. Like, enjoying the experience or whatever." And he's like, "You're right." He's like, "You're right." I'm like, "Antonio, you're just a whipping boy." When she told you to come over here right now, it's like, okay, I saw whipping boy in that statement. Like, "Antonio, you need to come over here right now and talk to me in my face or whatever." Click. And he did this, that whipping boy. And then she, in the face, told him basically like, "No, we're enjoying the experience. You brought me here. We're going to stay." And he's like, "Okay, yeah, we're going to stay." And that's that. So you have Ryan and Trey talking about how their night went. And basically, Ryan's basically telling Trey that, like, James isn't open to the experience. That Ryan's saying James isn't open to the experience, and that, like, she's not having a good time. Like, it was good at first, but it's not anymore. And Trey's basically like, James is, I don't even remember what he said about James, but basically like, hey, long story short, they both come to the conclusion that, hey, it looks like we're the ones having the best time here. We're not arguing, we're not doing anything, everything is good. And it's like, this is coming, like, I don't even know how to take it, because it's like stressful. Like, we're the only one like really embracing the experience and really get like taking it full on and seeing change from it. Not everybody else is getting that. So then you have Raya and James. Raya freaking, when they, after the girl and boys night out, Raya's like, So how was it? James was like, he said something, and then I think he said it was like, what's going? And then she was like, what does that mean? And he was like, it wasn't that bad. She was like, you should have led with that. But basically, I think he asked how was it for her, and she's just like, she was just basically saying that she told um Ryan that, hey, like James is in it, like you're not into it, but it seems like my partner's into it, and it's like I just wish I could have that experience. But they continue not vibing, and basically they go there. She's like I'm dipping. I don't even know what was. She was trying to get more out of him, but he wasn't really giving much. And I guess yeah, she was like, it looks like they're having a better experience, and why isn't he into it? And then James is like, how's their experience better? Like, what are they doing that we're not doing to make their experience better than ours? Like, James is just a clown at this point. Like, you ain't giving into it. You think your girl probably over there being stiff too. No, your girl's over there opening up, smiling, get like vibing with Trey. So Ryan's like, I'm done. I'm going to bed, and that was that. So now it's the changeover. It's the last day they're together. They're basically breaking up. They're about to get into their second trial marriage or whatever. But this day goes on. Raya's with James, and Raya's just like, dang, we hadn't talked in a minute. And Raya's just wanting to again say that is like there's stuff that you're closed off, and it's like, why aren't you open like about telling me about it? And he's just like, I don't want to tell you about that. I apologize for not telling you about that, and I kind of apologize for robbing you of this experience or something like that. It was along those lines. But James is hiding something. I thought it was the whole I cheated on you. Maybe it's that and more, but he already told Raya that, so it's like it's something else that he's not saying, but he said he kind of like doesn't want to talk about that. And then I guess he was just, I don't know. I guess he just basically, that boy's just all about, I want Ryan back at this point. And Ryan's just like, dang, like, it sucks. Like, but it's all good. Like, but he apologized then and there. And she's just like, I hope you could be better. Like, it's good that we're able to talk before, like, we change over. And what? And then Alex. So it goes over to okay. It goes over to, so let's talk about Trey and Ryan. Trey and Ryan are vibing in the apartment, and she's like, "I bought you gifts." She bought them boxing gloves for them to fight because they ain't never had a fight before. So she bought them some like blow up boxing gloves. They haven't fought, so it's like okay. She's bringing a little bit of energy, a little bit of fun into the mix, and then he's over here asking about what we gonna do with the pictures and stuff like that, and she's like, "Should we keep them up?" And he's like, like I think she's trying to test him, like, how much does he feel me? Like, I feel like Ryan knows, like, dang, he dies for me, but I don't feel like I die for, like, I don't like him as much as he likes me. Like, I feel like Ryan's gonna go back, like I said in the beginning, is gonna go back to her partner, like as soon as she just wanted to give him this little scare tactic, and as soon as he comes crying back and wants to do it, she's gonna be like, all right, let's go or whatever. But she's like, so she like basically saying, how do you think they'll feel if we keep the pictures up? And she's like, James is gonna come rip things down, and Trey's like, Ryan will probably be the same way. But she's like, I got you another gift, and he was asking about what we're gonna do with the pictures. I got you a photo album. So it's like, she's like, see, Trey's like, dang, we think alike. I was like, what we gonna do about the pictures? You already went and got us a gift for the pictures, and so it's like, and it's just one album. It's like, who is it gonna go to? It's like, she got that for you. It's like, okay, let me put these pictures in this photo album for you because you really like me. Let me put these pictures of us. I don't really care to keep them. I'm gonna do this for you. You have it, and you have these memories for us. It's like, because she didn't get two, it was just one, and it's like, it's good. She said, I got it for you. She was like, we'll put this photo album together for us or whatever. But it's like, are y'all gonna see each other after this or not? Because if you're not, then you basically did it for Trey and to have those memories, and for him, like, because you're gonna be done with him after this. So that's how I took it. But he was embracing those pictures, and hey, my boy Trey is happy. My boy is he's like, I already know my decision. I think it's easy right now. Like, I think I know what I'm going to do. I think he's just, if Ryan's all in, he's all in. But Ryan don't look like she's vibing, she's cool, but she don't look like she's going to be all in on that experience. Trey was being on some clingy type energy. Trey was asking Raya, can we text after this? And try and Rise and Trey was asking Ryan, can we text after this? And she's like, I mean, I don't care. Like, you could if you have something to ask or talk about. And then he was like, can we live so close together, like, can we meet up after this if that's cool with you? And she's like, it all depends on how this goes. So that's another red flag. Like, Ryan is like, he's clingy, and Ryan's just like I'm being realistic. I don't know where to go, if that's gonna be the move, but we definitely can't freaking hang out if I'm back with my man. And it's like, he's gonna be like, why are you hanging out with that dude? Like, it's not gonna be cool. And it's like, the fact that he asked that is like, I don't know. Like, my boy is like, how much do you care about Raya still? When Raya sees all this, is like, she gonna be like, bruh, you was like, nah. I don't know how that's gonna end, but yeah, he was clingy, and you could just tell how he was on the couch looking at her, all gazing in her eyes and stuff, and she's just like, yeah, I don't want to hurt you, my boy. I don't want to break your heart. Like, we're good, we're vibe, we're alike, we relate, we're having a good time, no arguments, but hey, we're just doing this experiment, and I'm just trying to be cool. Like, she's just like, she's never lived with somebody. This is my first time living with somebody. Cool. Like, I'm gonna take it in. I wish the couples would be had more sexual connection and, like, hey, messed around and stuff like that. Maybe they did and they just didn't show it. We'll see. But so you get to Alex. No, you get to Antonio and Kat, and Kat's like, I don't know what's going on with Antonio. He took all his stuff is gone. He hasn't been around. Antonio comes in and saying, like, I know it's been weird. It's been a lot on me, and I'm sorry that that you have to deal with it too. And Kat's just like, it's like, we owe each other this experience to at least open up and get to know each other, and kind of like just be real with each other. And like, and now Antonio's just like, I mean, I feel like I have, and I feel like you don't know who you, tells Kat, I feel like I don't know, you don't know who you are because, tells Kat, you don't know who you are because you're so indecisive, you don't know how to make decisions. And like, Kat's just like, okay, I feel like it's rude for you to tell me I don't know who I am because of that, because I know those characteristics about myself or whatever, and I'm working on them. But basically they were both boring within the trial marriage. Like, he felt like all her answers were surface level, and she's trying more to be better about that. And she's just like, she feels like she told him, like, I feel like y'all are projecting you and Roxanne are projecting y'all's problems on me and Alex or whatever, and that's not fair. And he's like, look, somebody's lying. I went to Roxanne, and why does Roxanne and Alex's story not match up at all completely? Like, and Kat's like, why would he lie like that? Or where is it coming from? And Antonio's like, hey, we're gonna have a chance to talk at the changeover, and like, everybody's gonna get to be able to say their answers and come clean, and we'll see who's lying or whatever, because he thinks Alex is lying, and it comes to find out, man, Alex, you a liar. But then it goes back over to Roxanne and Alex. They're kind of talking on the chair, and she's just basically apologizing, like, I didn't want the way I delivered everything I said to you was rude. That's not the way we need to, like, that's not the way I want to talk to my husband or talk in a marriage. So I apologize for that. Like, everything I wanted to say, I'm glad I got to say, but I didn't like how I delivered it. It should have been better delivered. But I apologize for that. And Alex is like, cool. And he starts to get up, and she's like, oh, you don't got nothing to say? And he was like, no, like, it's all good. It's whatever. She's like, I felt like we both said things, and it's like, I only talked, so I didn't give you a chance to talk. So I'm thinking maybe you felt the way about it, or you didn't like how you talked to me, or anything like that. Trying to get him to say sorry too, like. And Alex was just like, nah, everything I said was warranted. I was clearly thinking or aware of what I was saying, and I have nothing to change. Basically, said it was a little bit edgy, but it was warranted. So she's like, okay, I guess. And then he basically walks him out the door, and she's like, I would say bye, but I'm working on this thing where I don't say bye to my exes, and he's like, I'm glad. It's just both. Like like Alex is a jerk, but then it comes to the where everybody meets, and it's like you got Nick Lachey and his wife or whatever, who issued him the ultimatum at one point in time. So they're going through everybody. Basically, who is it? Who do they start with? They start with Ryan and Trey, and Trey's basically like, "Hey, it's been fun. It's been good. We're both alike, and her and Raya are not alike, and it's showing me things I want about myself and what I want in a marriage, and basically said, Raya, look, I don't want you to feel away. I don't want you to like this. I'm just being honest, as he's been saying all season. I'm catching feelings for I have feelings for Ryan through this process." And then she was just like, you could see her legs shaking. Ryan was just like, and James is like, that's kind of hard to hear or whatever, because like, like, I don't, of course, I don't want no but Ryan having a good time with anybody else. I want like Ryan for me or whatever. And James is basically like saying that, like, I know I love like coming here. I found out like she's the love of my life and things like that. And the wife, Nick Lachey's wife, is basically like, damn, it took you 7 years to figure that out. Like 7 years and one day here to figure out she's the love of your life. Like it took Trey saying she has beautiful blue eyes and beautiful personality for you to be like, okay, she's the love of my life. Why does it take that long? And then Ryan's just like, all I wanted is for him to just want me from the very beginning. I felt like I knew he was the person that I wanted to marry and I wanted to spend the rest of my life with, and I didn't get and I just wanted him to feel the same way for me, and we didn't. And it's like, we don't have an emotional connection either, and it's like I still felt this way. And James is like, he's like, we don't have an emotional connection and we need to work on that. And James is just basically saying like, there's some stuff that I need to tear down the wall and bring up to you, and just basically James being James all season. And then Raya comes in basically saying like, to hear you say that Trey has feelings for Ryan, like it hurts or whatever. And it's like, because I'm over here not having a good experience, not having a child marriage, trying to see what all it is that I need. And it's like, I knew I needed hugs and holding hands every day, and I don't get that, and that's what I wasn't getting before this. So this experience was like okay, this experience was not fun for me. And it's like, to hear you say you want to work on things is like, I don't want to do that I don't see how I could do that if you're catching feelings for somebody. So that was that. And then you had Roxanne and you had Roxanne and Alex. We could start with Antonio and Kat. Antonio's basically saying that basically what they were telling each other already. Like, Roxanne's love of my life. Like, I know there's things I need to work on, and Kat, I've given myself to her fully, in a sense where it's like, of course we weren't physical, we weren't intimate, but I was there for her for the most part, vulnerable, opening up to her, and I didn't get the same in return. There was times where she was working on it, but altogether I didn't. And she was just like, yeah, you're right, you had I admit that, like, you were vulnerable and open up to me, and it's like, that's something that I'm working on. And basically, I don't remember much more of what was kind of going on between them until like Alex and Roxanne got into the picture, and Alex was just like, Roxanne was basically like, I wanted to find things in Alex that Antonio had or whatever, and I didn't get anything from Alex basically or whatever. He's not a person I could ever see. I don't see him as a good person, not a person I'll ever see a relationship with. Don't see him as a good husband, marriage, none of that or whatever. Basically, like, hey, and she was calling him hubby and all that just 2 episodes ago, and all of a sudden there's none of that. And some of the things he was saying, the lies and stuff like that, got brought up, and Kat was still defending Alex. He was like, why do you think he's lying? Like, why would he say something about it? They talked about the mother, how the mother was texting Kat saying that Roxanne doesn't like her man and wants to leave. And then Antonio put his 2 cents in and said, and that's another thing another point I want to bring up. Yeah, I see where you get this from because you get it from the people that raised you, and it's like they don't know what they're talking about or whatever. So that's why you feel like you can talk like this. And then basically, Kat's like, why do you think he's lying? And Antonio and then Roxanne's like, look, Kat, like I never said that shit. Don't do that. I never said it. It's like, why would he lie? Why would he just say? And then she looks at Alex like, Alex, did I say word for word that I don't respect Antonio? That he's my whipping boy. Did I say those words for word? And Alex was just like, no, it was like he was like, why do you keep going here? Like my boy's a jerk. He's a jerk. He was like, why do you keep going here? Like it was my opinion, and that's that. And then Roxanne's like, thank you, or whatever. So basically, like all this time, Alex has been lying. Like I said, I feel like he was just lying to try to leave off of Roxanne, and Roxanne checked that. Roxanne checked it. So that's how the episode went down. So basically, Nick Lachey and his wife was basically saying that, basically crying. Like his wife was kind of crying, saying like, I knew what I had to do, like all the stuff the BS I had to go through to change to be the best version of myself for this man. And it's just like when you find that person that you can just be vulnerable, open up, tell them anything, and they'll still be there for you. It's like beautiful. And if they don't accept you for that, then they're not the ones for you or whatever. So basically, they're like, hope now the experience of you guys living with your partner in for the second child marriage is about to begin, and you'll at the end of this, you're gonna decide: do you want to leave on your own, propose to your partner, or leave with your prior partner? So they all go off with each other. My boy, what's his name? My boy James gives Raya, he's like, here, hug number 7. She's like, oh, I get another one. He's like, yeah, the divorce hug. Ugh, the divorce hug. And then you have freaking, who else said? You have freaking James go scoop up Ryan, kiss him, and scoop him up like, I missed you. I got your back. I'm not going to let you go. And she's all, oh. Just the way he picked her up and she reciprocated. I was like, man, she going back to that boy. She just wanted him to be on his I'm ready to marry you type tip. And if he's on that energy, I don't know what all he has to unleash to her. If he unleashes that to her and maybe it breaks her heart, then maybe that's could be the deciding factor that they don't get back together. But other than that, I feel like they're gonna get back together. So they all go off. What it did end with was Raya and Trey beginning the second child marriage, and they're in their apartment, and basically Raya's like it hurt me to see that like my situation sucked and you got the and you had a good experience, and it's like all I could think of is like I want to be back with you, and it's like to hear you say that you're catching feelings with somebody else is like, dang. It's like just a moment ago you're saying you're all about me, and now it's just a couple days ago you're all about me, and now it's okay, you have feelings for somebody else. So it's like I can't see me trying to open up myself to you more, and it's like if I can't get past that, this won't work. And Trey's like, hey, like at the end of this, I'm hoping to get the answers that I want to get, and it's like for me, it's like I don't even know if I want to get married, if I'm ready to get married. It's like what I do know is we need to continue working on this and building an emotional connection, because that's something we do not have, and that's something that I see that I need right now, whatever. So she just like, she starts crying. She's like, I hate crying, and it's like she just kind of making like he's basically saying that, hey, if you would have had the process, like y'all opened up, you had a sweet monologue in the beginning about James and how y'all opened up. If you would have, and that was just in the beginning, 3 days after knowing him. If you didn't, if y'all would have open to the process, it could have got real deeper. And it's like you missed out and didn't get to experience that. And I apologize for that, because it messed up. Like you didn't get answers that I got answers to or whatever, and you probably would have got the same answers you needed. So that's how it ended, and we're gonna see where it goes from here. But that's all for this recap and review. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts. What do y'all feel like? And now after this episode, how do I feel? I feel like Roxanne would be the person that I want to do this child marriage with. Roxanne. Because Ryan probably wouldn't have been challenging. It would have been smooth, okay. We would have been good, probably not arguing or whatever. Who knows? And Raya, we probably would have been, you want the holding hands. Like, it could have been some energy where we're kind of bumping heads, but Roxanne would have been bumping heads, but it's like, okay, she's a hard worker. Like, I feel like Raya and Roxanne probably would have been easier for me to vibe with than Roxanne. And Roxanne would have kind of challenged me. It's like, okay, I don't do like some of the stuff that she looks for. I struggle with those things, but it's like, okay, I feel like that's who I want. Now that I see, when I seen her fight for Antonio, like, oh, I respect him. It was like, okay, she has a heart. She just wants him to have ambition and just be. And I'm an ambitious person. She's like, she ain't looking for the check. Like in this episode, she told Alex, I'm not asking you to buy me Louis Vuitton. I'm just asking you to open the door for me. And it's like she wants the little things. And it's like, okay, cool, it's the little things. Maybe she don't want too many dates outside. I don't know. But my boy Antonio said that. So, but that's all for this video. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Tell me how y'all feel. And I'll holler at you in the next video. I'm out.
I may shed some tears cause I'm not supposed to be here. Bad bitch that showed me she cared, so why would I care? This is my year.